Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Hulu Plus. Yes, Hulu Plus. Today's episode is brought to you by Hulu Plus. Hulu Plus gives you total control to watch anything, anytime, anywhere. Try it now and get a cool special deal, a free extended trial of Hulu Plus. Just go to huluplus.com/TMOS. Remember, that's huluplus.com/TMOS. And now, can I have a timpani?
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store. And around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from Sochi, we go to an address from Russian President Vladimir Putin.
Good afternoon. Boy. Thank you so much for joining me tonight in this great hall. I am so proud to be a part of this Olympic spectacle, something that I rallied so hard for and campaigned for. Oh, the media is all here, and we want to welcome Mr. Costas, Ms. Vieira, and Senor Lauer. Very sorry about Mr. Costas's eye, his dripping pink infected eye. But never mind. Bygones. Let's get to the topic at hand. Ah, yes, there's been much talk in the situation, the lavatorial situation, and the toilets of Sochi. There's rumors abound that they are not working, that they are inadequate. The water is brown, sometimes yellow. The plumbing is also been rumored to be inadequate. Many people have said, hey, what's up? But the situation is this. It is the most modern plumbing. It was installed for this competition. And I said everything has to be right. Vladimir Putin says it's going to be right. It's going to be right. There are many, many working toilets. And yet the bad media of America capitalists seem to focus on the broken toilet. The American toilet smells because the American toilet is never kept clean. In Russia, we have invented something called the courtesy flush. Famous Americans will let stuff float all day, like noted American Eric Bickel. Oh, Bodie Miller. Bodie Miller needs to reorganize thoughts on bathroom hygiene and courtesy. He did not gold medal in courtesy flushing. Yes. Scott Hamilton has met trouble with Big Potty. Again with Scott Hamilton. Yes. Scott Hamilton is apparently not familiar with the use of toilet paper. Yeah. Apparently, he did not even bronze medal in personal hygiene. Oh, all Americans seem to have trouble with this. Oh, the American heroes. Oh, Mary Carrillo. Mary Carrillo, noted American Olympian Mary Carrillo.
Watch Olympics.
Matt Lauer, of course, in trouble.
Short program.
Yeah, there was the short program. The short program is the flushing of the toilet never happens. Now, but let us get back to the toilets.
I'm sorry.
I would like to say that I apologize.
No, it don't work.
Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't work. I have one recommendation as the president of this fine country. The Americans, the Italians, the Japanese, the entire world. If you have to use the toilet,
Go outside.
Just go outside. We have many fine trees in Sochi.
It's warm.
Very warm. It's actually a coastal village. Many people don't realize this. In Russia, if you have to go to the bathroom, you go to the outside. Outside. It's outside. Yeah, what's the matter with you? Forget about it. And otherwise, you've got nothing.
Hope you enjoy the Olympics.
And that said, we hope everyone enjoys the Olympic experience.
All
the colors, the very pageantry of the whole thing.
Not the rings.
And 4 of the 5 rings.
One more thing.
Oh, and there is one before I go. I have one last issue. Yes, one last thing about the rings.
The main, ring number 5.
Oh, the 5th ring. Unfortunately, the designer of the rings will not be at the closing ceremonies. Personally, I will take care and make sure that he will not let this happen again. It's already done. All is well.
Boom.
El Boomo.
6 Fiat Abarth.
6 feet under. All is well. So.
Enjoy the Olympics.
Please enjoy the Olympics.
The photo.
All the colors.
Sorry about the bit running.
Sorry about that.
And have a good day.
Everybody have a great day and enjoy the Olympics.
Oh, but
what time is it? Yeah. And now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta go to the bathroom. Thank you.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Good evening. This is Charles Collingsworth at the White House in Washington, D.C. For many of you, this will be your first visit to this historical landmark. Our tour through these hallowed halls will be conducted by the First Lady.
Good evening, Charles.
Good evening. Shall we begin here in the West Wing?
Yes. If your cameras will just move through these oak-paneled doors, over here on our left, we will be in the Calvin Village. Which was named after our 35th president. I can't help but wish your cameramen had opened the doors before they moved their heavy cameras through them. The doors, incidentally, were a gift from Mrs. R.C. Greenleaf of Raleigh, North Carolina. They were made out of solid oak, and up until a few seconds ago, they stood over 15 feet high.
They were lovely.
Now we are approaching the Thomas Jefferson Room, which I think you'll find rather interesting. President Jefferson used to come into this room and sit for hours just gazing out the window at the White House lawn. The White House lawn was a gift from Mrs. W.C. Ridgway of Hollyhock, Virginia. The president and I decided to leave it just the way it was originally.
It's lovely.
This football, which has just come crashing through the $5,000 President McKinley French windows, belongs to the current president, who, of course, is also my husband.
He's lovely.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
Another day, another time. That was Vaughn Meter.
Yes, well, actually, he didn't appear on that one because the president's voice wasn't on that one.
That was a comedy bit about the Kennedy administration from the 1960s.
1962, I think it was
1962.
recorded.
Kind of sad, but funny at the time, and just a little history lesson for all of you. Live from the Cappy Pfeiffer Studios, this is the Mike O'Mara Show. We are broadcasting all over the planet. We are powered by Encore Insurance Services with over 22 million downloads. We're at MikeO'MaraShow.com, and we are heard over the air on the mighty 1630 KCJJ in the heart of the heartland. Go Hawks.
Hi, Jan.
The Mike O'Mara Show is a daily radio show and podcast with the greatest listeners in the world. Why?
Mike, if you have a moment, I have a question for you.
Yeah, fire away, Rob.
Why?
because they get it.
Ah, yes.
Today's show is brought to you by Proflowers, and 'tis the season for Proflowers, everybody. Valentine's Day. I said it.
Yes, you did.
Valentine's Day. You can't forget it. And even more importantly, you can't wait till the last minute.
No.
It can be such a hassle. I have used Proflowers for Valentine's Day for years. You can too, because never fear, Proflowers is here.
They're the best.
Listen to this special. You got to memorize this because you're going to remember it when you need it. Get 100 blooms of love with a free glass vase for just $19.99. You'll look like Mr. Big Shot.
Hey, look at you, Mr. Big Shot, with all your flowers.
Better yet, upgrade your orders and add gourmet chocolat.
Delicious.
And a teddy bear for just $9.99 more. There's no better deal. And we talk about the quality of the flowers,
yes,
which are phenomenal. And then you throw the add-ons in, and you know what? Every lady wants to get something nice on Valentine's Day. This is a huge bouquet of 100 colorful, gorgeous blooms. You can't beat this deal. Proflowers is quick, it's easy, and delivery on Valentine's Day is guaranteed. Here's the only way to get this amazing Valentine's deal. 100 blooms of love with free glass vase for just $19.99, or upgrade and add the chocolates and teddy bear for just $9.99 more. Go to proflowers.com, click on the blue microphone in the top right corner, and type in TMOS. That's proflowers.com. Click on the microphone and type in TMOS. Order now. This deal expires soon, and make sure you use our code,
please,
because we get credit for you listening to this show.
How nice would it be today to do one simple internet transaction and know that you're covered for Valentine's Day?
Done and done.
You're done.
It's real simple. And outside of talking about Proflowers, I'll explain this to our listeners. When you hear on this show the codes all the time, you probably know. If you're a regular listener of the show, you know the way the game works. You know how it goes. You know what we need. When we tell you all about those codes, which is a tremendous amount of our advertising, and a tremendous amount of the things you hear us say are always, please add the code. It's real simple, folks. Those are our ratings.
Yep.
That's how it works. That's we are not on the radio in most places outside of Iowa. We're not.
That's right.
This is an internet-based business, and that's the way we do it. And so, you show our advertisers that you support the show by using our code. And, a lot of people use the codes, and you tell us about it, and we love that.
It's awesome.
So keep that information coming. We truly appreciate that. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, here we are with Olympic Fever on Monday.
Is that what it is?
Monday, Feb 10.
Is it a hangover yet for anybody? I'm still excited for it.
You're still excited?
I'm still excited.
The excitement hasn't gotten to me yet.
I will tell you this. I'm a Winter Olympics person. I fancy myself as a Winter Olympics junkie, much like I was a political junkie, that I would get hooked on it. And I had it on last night, and I'm sitting there, and I found myself looking at different things, watching different things. And I found myself, craving, during the ice dancing competition, Downton Abbey.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Because I was bored.
I was going to think
just bored.
There was something more feminine to watch than ice dancing, and it's off to the Abbey.
Well, you can root for, the Americans that are...
Yeah, but here's the thing. I missed
competing.
my favorite event. I missed my all-time favorite event.
Curling?
No, the men's downhill. I missed it. How did I miss that event? Was that during the day on Sunday that they did that? Because I didn't see it last night.
It's also tougher when the Olympics, whether it be summer or winter, to get involved the way we would like to when it's on a different time zone.
It is, because I am so sick of hearing spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. It's very, very frustrating for me. We, in a few minutes here, have an amazing get, though.
Really?
Really one of the biggest gets we've ever had. And
is it an in-studio deal? Or is it satellite?
I think it's actually a satellite interview.
Well, I'm glad we got the satellite hooked up.
Is it?
Pony, on the roof.
Pony, how's that working? Do we have it?
Fantastic.
I'll tell you about that in a couple of minutes. But are you all in? Are you watching it, or are you?
I'm in. I'm actually in simply because after all the hoopla, and we heard about it earlier in the dress with the shortcomings, people saying that there are shortcomings within the Sochi Olympics.
The brown water, the broken doors.
Yeah, I wanted to see if they could pull it off.
And they seem to have succeeded.
It was a pretty good-looking opening ceremony. I'll give them that.
And it seems as though things are going. You're hearing about the little individual things happening, like the guy that got locked in the bathroom. But I think you're hearing about that because it got such bad PR to start with, and now, it's really focused on the games. Yeah. You're hearing some of the guys talking about the actual conditions out there, especially with the alpine events, the
That's
snow
scary.
and stuff like that. But that's, they had I watched the head of our United States Olympic Committee on today, and he was saying that's really individuals, that by and large, the overall reviews of the facilities have been pretty positive. Whether he's doing that spin, yes. I have no idea.
I'll give you my point of view as far as Olympic
because you were there this weekend.
No, when I was in Mexico, in Acapulco with my family, I would say senior year in college.
You know, Oscar, that would actually be your senior year.
Yes, it would be. We were on a catamaran and went by the most amazing looking mansion you could ever dream of.
Okay.
Gorgeous. And the guy who's steering us around on those tourist catamaran says, that's the president of the Olympic the representative for the Olympic Committee in Mexico.
Corruption.
And I said, wow, they pay that because I just was in college. I didn't know that.
Right.
He goes, no. He's like, they take that much. And in Spanish, he said that. And I said, okay. So for years, people have talked about the Olympic Committee and the representatives, or really that governing body being corrupt. But after if you even hear about the vote that got Sochi, the actual Olympics for winter. Yeah, they went and voted. They voted 3 times until Sochi won.
Yep. I am going to give you a broadcast journalism assignment.
Okay.
I want in the next couple of days, the next week or so, when you're surfing the internet, because I know you like to do this. You like doing a little digging. Do as much research on the Olympic Committee. I'd like to know how many of them there are.
Sure.
You know, exactly, because you're absolutely right. I believe that. I was watching.
Politics.
Do you think it looks like the back room in Goodfellas?
Hey!
Yeah, we want to help you. So, why do you want your family to do this? You want your family to get this?
I was watching Pootie Poot last night.
Good-looking guy.
Pootie Poot was watching the the figure skating competition, and Pootie Poot was sitting there, not with your presidential suit. He's kind of Mr. Tough Guy, so he's wearing he almost looked like he was wearing an athlete's outfit.
Well, I'm just pleased that he's choosing to wear a shirt to most of the events because he loves running around shirtless.
But I looked at him, and he's doing the old-fashioned Russian USSR thing of clapping like this with showing no emotion.
Yes.
And
in Rocky IV.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Precisely.
If that's Oscar, if that's what you need to reference
when you're rooting for Ivan Drago, that's how you root for him.
I'm guessing that most people that consume mass media, that's our first Dolph Lundgren reference of the week.
I will tell both of you, I've got enough years on both you guys that I lived through, for Christ's sake.
The Bay of Pigs?
Don and I... No, not the Bay, but I lived through that.
No, you did.
I was alive when that was happening. I was a little.
You vacationed there, didn't you?
In the Bay of Pigs.
Yes, of course.
Oh, absolutely. It was. I tell you, I wanted to get my money back from that vacation.
I was going to say
that was an all-inclusive.
That was my nickname for the other side of Ocean City.
Right.
When you don't go actually to the ocean.
I think the destination was actually called, Casa de Punto.
Yes.
And then we renamed it the Bay of Pigs.
I want to tell you.
But it's something. I totally lost my train of thought. That was so much fun.
You got a few years on us because you and Don actually did the first.
I lived through this. I was in college in 1980 in the Winter Olympics when the U.S. beat the USSR. Let me give it to you the way I remember it, because there are plenty of people my age.
I was in 3rd grade and I read about it in the Weekly Reader.
Okay, here you go. This is what it was. Let me explain what it was. Okay. Let me give you an example. Last night it was I don't know the Olympic jargon, the team competition for figure skating.
They're calling it couples, aren't they? Or is it team?
See, here you are, Mr. Sports. Have you watched 1 second of the actual competition?
You know what I watched? I watched the slope style.
You watched the snowboarding?
That was like science fiction.
What's slope style?
Slope style is those huge jumps on the snowboards.
Okay, that's the new sport.
That's the new sport that we gold medaled in.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that later, about the snowboarders and stuff. The ice dance, they had ice dance. They had the women figure skaters, the men figure skaters. It was the team competition for figure skating.
And this is the first time they've done that, I believe, right?
And won by Russia.
Right.
And what I remember is they showed the Russian team afterwards. And I said to my wife last night, I said, it's nice to see them reacting like that, because I remember vividly a day where you would look at the Russian athletes, and I'm not kidding you here, and they would smile like during a figure skating competition, but then they would go immediately back into they're terrified.
Yep.
They were terrified.
Much as the Chinese were.
The Chinese, and you can get that from the Chinese a little bit. But even they have a little bit more freedom of expression. There was a day when the communist countries that we would watch in that competition, and you had the USSR, you had Romania, you had you had East Germany. That was a big. They
the
made
Vatican.
Remember? Do you guys remember the Saturday Night Live where Jim Carrey?
Oh yeah, that was not
was
Saturday
it
Night. I think that was
In Living Color.
In Living Color that he did that.
Jim Carrey did the East Germany. It's a great bit, but. They were really like that.
Yep.
It was really that repressive. And you looked at them, and first of all, they usually kicked our ass.
Sure.
Because that's all they
Well,
did.
steroids.
I mean, I think it was plucked
Cheaters.
out of... and plucked maybe from their families at when they first showed signs of being a prodigy.
Oh, yeah.
And then they were
stolen in the night.
They were trained.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really
bred for it.
It was that repressive, and that's the way it went down. So to see them behaving that way is great for me because they seem very relaxed. But then I look at Pootie Poot. Then I look at Vladimir Putin, and I hear all the stories about the corruption.
Right.
And you hear all the stories about the bad things this guy has done. And I look at a guy that is from, he's my age.
Yeah.
He's from that era.
And look where he is, and look where you are.
What
Don't
happened?
you wish you had applied
Yay!
yourself?
Yay!
You could be running a crooked nation.
Whoopee!
Here's the president of Russia, Mike O'Mara.
Yeah, and this is the way I would applaud like this. I'll play this to camera.
Okay.
This would be me after my team. It's like,
Like a golf clap.
Oh, and wink.
I just look evil. I'd applaud like this.
See you in 4 years when you turn 18.
Now, Mike, you're talking about how Putin, it looks so evil and that you've lived through it now.
Yeah.
I'm a little older than Oscar. I remember when Gorbachev first came to America, he
Right.
actually did some time in Richmond when I was going to school there, and it was a huge deal.
Right.
And they were talking about the thawing of the Cold War. Do you think that
40 cameras in our air studio when we were the first top 40 radio show
To Moscow,
broadcast to the Soviet Union.
and that was 85?
I do not
6,
know.
85 or
well,
6?
we started in 85, 86, and I'm not sure. It's hard to remember the year for me when we did that, but I do remember we came in, and I think it was Memorial Day weekend, and I think we came in on either a Sunday or a Monday night.
I think it was
to do the
Sunday
morning
going
show.
into Monday because I stayed up for it.
And I
believe it
remember
or not.
Don. I still remember Don saying, "Good morning, Moscow,"
Yeah.
and doing that. And it was there were 40 cameras. It was
Not a big studio either.
There was a little cub reporter that actually did a stand-up piece for the local Channel 4 affiliate that was her first network piece that got aired by the network, and that little cub reporter was you might know the name.
How's it?
Katie Couric.
Oh, yeah.
And it was
She turned into quite a network piece herself.
She did very well for herself, didn't she?
She did.
And so that happened, but I mean, it was
But when you
so
see-
many layers to go through, so many restrictions, what you could say, what you couldn't say. This was a big deal. And Glasnost was when they were opening the doors up a little bit, and then the whole system crumbled. And, I want to say that we were a small part of that.
A part of the opening or the crumbling?
Yeah, who knows?
Did you ask to break down that wall?
Now, when you see Gorbachev...
Remember, she sat on the counter, Katie did. And she sat with with Don's control board in the back after the show was over. I remember that.
Yeah. You know, he doesn't remember a whole bunch of the year that they actually broke through the Iron Curtain, but Katie Couric's legs he remembers.
Yeah.
Now,
Very sweet. Always very, very sweet to us.
I always thought Gorbachev was sort of, he was on board with the Glasnost. Do you see Putin as taking them a step backward?
Well, I
away
mean,
from it,
but-
just based on his attitude.
Well, he's not, because they're now a corrupt capitalist empire. I
True.
mean, that's what they do. So he's not taking them back, but he is. If I
image.
know it, well, if I remember his backstory is that he was secret police. He was KGB. That's his. He came from that element of Russian society, and so I look at him, and then you hear about the corruption, and you hear about the most money ever spent on an Olympic
Yes.
Games, and you've got
Double
like the
that.
worst.
Oh, my
the
God.
worst infrastructure of the Olympic Games.
If you're building a city from nothing.
Right.
That structure
Right.
they built for the opening ceremonies is going to be used twice. For the opening and the closing. That's why they built it. Now, I imagine...
But they also
eventually
will they'll have athletic competition there. It's not like it's going
Yeah,
to
but
be...
not during the games. They're going to use it twice during the games.
Yeah, but I'm saying...
They'll play soccer
they'll
games.
play
there.
soccer. That's how that works.
No, I think they're knocking it down.
You don't
That's what
say.
I read.
You are faking this.
No.
He is faking. Let
He
me tell
has
you what
no
he
idea
said.
a
Let me tell-
multi-purpose stadium
I know,
is.
I know.
He is faking it because he doesn't care about it.
I
he
know.
doesn't care about any of it.
I know that it's
sports
going
game.
to be used again,
It's
but I'm
sports
saying
game.
that they used it twice for this event, and that's
If
extraordinary.
this wasn't a major television event, he wouldn't know anything about it. He wouldn't know. He wouldn't know. Is there any particular sport that you really get excited?
Curling.
I look-
Love the curling.
You don't.
I do.
Okay.
As a matter of fact,
Did you care about the missing ring?
I did care about the missing ring.
Oh, Carla told me this over the weekend. I don't know because I did not have my nose in my computer all weekend, and I want to know: did somebody turn up dead after the
that's a satire site. That's a satire site.
Satire.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was fake that they shot the guy.
That the guy was found
shot
dead.
the guy. I could, but
Like
you
for some
but,
reason,
hold
you
on.
could
But the
say-
fact is, I could believe it. I could believe it in that society.
I did too for a second, but then I got to think like they're going to say, "Oh, this is the guy. What's your job? My job is making rings." This is the one guy.
Where is Yuri? Where is Yuri? Yuri is responsible for a ring in upper right-hand corner. Flower is not opening. Flower is not opening, Yuri. Whose ring is that? Is that Boris's ring? No, I'm sorry. Where's Jakob? Did Jakob have to do? No, that's not Jakob. Jakob's ring went opened up right. Where? Whose ring? Who was responsible for that ring? It was Yuri, Captain. Yuri!
No, Yuri's alive and well.
Take it, Yuri. No, I should have not given him responsibility for a big ring over there.
Mike,
They should have made him lift the little girl up. That should have been his job.
the most important thing is that you can still get a Rolex from .ru.
That's right. Do you want to actually?
Somebody, some people have really long memories that really piss me off. I remember those days.
What's
God, it was
great
terror for me.
is that he remembers the watch, but sometimes forgets the entertainment news. It's just it's back
One
and forth.
time,
That's
God.
right. And one time he bought a watch.
Oscar, you know what? We've got to take a break.
Okay.
Oscar, I will let Oscar take a trip down memory lane about Dopey McDope trying to get his special cheapo watch.
It was
Let's
a
take
long
break.
night.
All right. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Whoa. It is that time of year, and, we're talking about all your Valentine's gifts. And if you haven't tried this particular product, I'm going to tell you, you are going to have a guaranteed success with your loved one.
Oscar would call this a 10.
Sherry's
10.
berries are the bomb.
Yes.
And, I think there's maybe a holiday time when we get our little sample berries when they're going to be advertising on the Mike O'Mara show.
Right on.
And I just would like to share with the people at Sherry's Berries where the hell are our berries?
I ate the initial package. You were in Florida, so it came a little early.
Yes.
Bastard!
Yes.
Anyway,
But
they are...
We tried to tell him that, but you're in such denial that another package is coming.
They are the bomb. Really, for Valentine's Day, don't blow it again this year.
No.
You're going to have to make it up to somebody, and that's bad duty.
Mike, that is really bad duty. If you blow it Valentine's Day, forget about it. You're not Mr. Big Shot.
The solution to your Valentine's problem, really, Valentine's Day is Sherry's Berries.
Of course.
Time. Valentine's Day perfection. You send them. What are they? If you don't know by now, where have you been, Mr. Big Shot?
Mr. Big Shot, listen to the ad, and then you'll know.
They are giant, delicious dipped strawberries from Sherry's Berries for only $19.99.
Deal.
That is more than a 40% savings. Here's how you get them. Go to berries.com and click the microphone and type in that code. I'm not even going to say it for this spot because that's the code you know. You're going to know the code.
Do you mean
know the code.
TMOS?
Thank you, Rob. It's a very good code. Plus, for our listeners,
It's not even in the coffee anymore.
you can double your berries for just $10 more.
Doppelberries.
Amazing. They are the best strawberries. They are dipped in delicious chocolate. They
Cartoon
are addictive.
size.
They're cartoon size strawberries, and they are delicious. We've had them. We love them. We fight over them.
We just
There's only
did.
one way to get this special Valentine's Day offer. Visit BERRIES.com. Don't use that Y. Use IES. Berries.com. Remember, click the microphone, type in TMOS. Don't wait. Order now. Make it the best and easiest Valentine's Day ever. And I am very, very excited because we are going to give away
Oh, is it time?
some Sherry's Berries to a special listener, ladies and gentlemen. Let me whip this out.
Hey, excuse me while I whip this out.
Now, we've asked you to send emails to us if you want to get a Valentine's Day prize. We're going to do this right now. This comes from Carrie Hoffman, who writes, "Love you long time."
Nice.
TMOS sirs. Is this from Goat?
No, it's from Carrie
Okay.
Hoffman.
TMOS sirs. To explain how I love thee, I must equate to something relatable. Mike, I love thee like the taste of a 12-year vintage of Jameson's on the Lord and Taylor throne. I love thee. Rob, like the fragrance of freshly opened Leesburg Costco doors. I love thee.
That's nice.
Oscar, Like a sheep induced only by a slightly Ambien overdose. I love thee.
Asleep, not a sheep.
Asleep, I'm sorry.
I do count the sheep.
Boy, that's a pretty important letter, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oscar, like a sleep induced only by a slight Ambien overdose. I love thee.
Beautiful.
Pony, like the first drag of your morning smoke. I love thee. As a listener from the WJFK days, I love thee. And this iteration the most.
Nice.
Respectfully, Carrie Hoffman. Let's call Carrie.
All right.
And because it is one of those sexually ambiguous names, I do not know if Carrie is a man or a woman.
I'm going to say man. What do you think?
I'm going to say woman.
Nice.
Man.
Let's see what happens.
Let's see.
What happens? I'd like 10,000
You
parakeets.
reached Gary Hoffman's mobile phone.
Oh, sorry. Bye, Carrie.
Oh,
Boy, he was close, wasn't he?
Ruthless.
Yeah, that's the right. Have we made it clear?
Ruthless.
That's the rules.
Have we made it
Everybody
clear?
wins because it's one more prize to give away.
That's right.
Absolutely. And so
Our winner is Mike O'Mara.
also, congratulations to Michael Schwartz.
Hello?
He will. Michael Schwartz also will receive a $50 gift certificate to Sherry's Berries.
That's right. Happy
Valentine's Day.
Congrats.
Nicely done.
Poor Carrie.
Do I need to save this?
No, we'll be fine.
I can put it
Please
in.
do.
I can file it?
Yes,
Yeah.
do.
Okay,
Thank you.
very good. Thanks, Pony, for putting that together.
You're welcome.
Last minute.
It was a wonderful prize presentation. What is that, a cereal box top?
You know what, Pony? Sometimes you're all intern. You really
It
are.
is so rare that a piece of broadcast copy actually has tear marks on 3 sides of it.
We threw this contest together kind of at the last minute.
We loved the idea.
And I was offering instruction on how we were going to do it, and it was...
We spitballed it.
We spitballed it, and the instructions were kind of clear to the three of us, and then Pony had to implement it, and it was kind of like, you know... It's a driver's ed course, and
Right.
you're going through the reading material of the driver's ed, and you know there's one kid in the room that you just you mentioned it once, you mentioned one more time just to finish it up, and then you got to go about 2 more times before they get it. And but Pony got it.
The equivalent of actually getting out on the road course, and he says, which one's the brake? Is that on the right or the left?
And you're sitting in the back.
You're like, no!
I bet he knows exactly the amount of food to give a sugar glider, though. I think that's the way.
He goes,
that
are they
works.
with you today?
They're not.
That's
Did
a
you
good
stop
thing.
bringing them after we threatened them?
Well, no, I'm probably going to bring them this week.
That leads to a wonderful question
didn't
that you just
threaten them.
motivated me to ask.
What's
right
that?
now.
Yes.
Pony,
Mm-hmm.
let me ask you this. How many times have you brought your little friends into our air studio without our knowledge?
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity.
Well, without your knowledge, only that one time.
Oh, see?
You know what that is?
That's disappointment.
You wanted something more clandestine.
Oh, I did. I wanted like 4 times. I
No,
wanted the
no.
fact that those little guys are like squirming around in his pants.
He is dancing around. He's dancing around your question.
Right.
There are times we've never asked if they're here or not.
Right.
How many times you've brought them in and we've never asked if they're here or not, and you just had them?
Well, I've only brought them in twice.
That's it.
So there was one other time you brought them in and we didn't ask you about them?
Yeah, that was that first time.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
And,
then,
Mike, you never forget your first time.
And and then when we identified that you had them, you had mentioned at that point that the day before or like a couple of days before you had brought them in.
Correct.
Okay. Correct.
He keeps
Thank
them,
you.
Now you've got it.
Keeps
Very
them in
good.
a small sack,
Right.
And it's prevents light from upsetting them, and they squirm in his pants.
You know, when eventually the world is watching Pony
Yes.
on that camera they have up in the corner of the questioning room, when he's talking to the detective.
That's right.
Tony could be one of the villains on True Detective, and if you're
Oscar and I are thinking about the exact
and if
same
you
thing
are
right now.
a fan of HBO Home Box Office,
Oh, it's a great radio. It's a great television
and the
station.
show True Detective.
Mike, what television station
know
do you
what I'm
like?
talking
I watch Home Box Office.
Do they bring broadcast motion pictures
Oh, it's
right into your bedroom?
Yeah, they actually take movies that you would see normally you have to go out and see in a theater,
Right.
And they run them on a television station without commercials.
Wow, how does it get to you? By cable?
Yeah, you have to get a cable connection.
Oh, box office.
Yeah, to get the home box office, you have to get a cable connection.
Of course.
But it's great because the movies come on like a month right after they've actually been in the movie house.
The movie house.
We're in 1981.
Man, that sounds like a great television station.
Oscar wants to talk about True Detective, and I'm going to let him do that because
Okay.
I am also watching this show.
If you
and
haven't seen yesterday's, I can't spoil it.
it's like
I can't spoil it.
Would this be a good description of that television show? It is kind of like a car wreck where you're not sure what's happening in the car wreck, but you can't take take your eyes off it, not because of the carnage, but because of the police officers that are working it.
Yeah, and the acting is really it's so impressive.
Woody Harrelson, right?
Yeah, and Matthew McConaughey.
Do you think those guys? Do you think they? And I'm enjoying my Mickey Coachella vape today.
Now, is that the flavor or the brand?
It's Mickey Coachella's ass vape.
Oh,
that's what it is. It's,
I got a chance to see Mickey this weekend.
How is our friend? It's Mickey, incidentally, on the More Radio Network.
Yes.
Very, very funny show from a legendary morning man in Baltimore and a guy that's done stand-up at our live shows. Really, really good. It's Mickey. Check it out at, is it itsmickey.com?
Itsmickey.com.
You can go to itsmickey.com.
And it's available on iTunes if you would like to subscribe to it.
Exactly.
He does a show every day, does he not?
He does a show 5 days a week.
Wow.
And I asked you not, I got a chance to catch up on, I would say, 4 episodes on the way up to the third ring of Saturn,
right.
where he lives in Bel Air, Maryland.
Exactly.
And by the time I got there, I was like, wow. Because I listen on a regular basis.
Right.
But when you kind of, I would say, consume It's Mickey at a 4-show clip.
You did a binge listen.
So much fun.
Yeah, Mickey's a talented guy. And
So much
Mickey
fun.
is like us. I mean, Mickey is somebody that
A real
needs
radio
to do this.
guy.
You need to do this to breathe. This is part of the equation, and that's why we are so happy to have Mickey associated with us. And make no mistake, you give him a listen, you help our show as well.
Sure.
So it's we're trying to really cobble together a very, very entertaining place where you can get the delivery,
a cohesive network
of really, really good shows. Not hack shows, very, very good shows. And because there are so many people that do this for a living, and we want to make sure that if we put something up there and we talk about it and we're associated with it, that it's something that look, there are different strokes for different folks, but we're hoping that you'll enjoy some quality. And Mickey's a pro.
He's got a great co-host working with him now, who is also a stand-up comedian.
Right.
And she brings their dynamic is
What's her name?
It's great. Wendy.
Wendy.
Yes.
Wendy. So Mickey's really terrific, and we're really happy to be associated with him. But you were talking about True Detective.
Yes.
Oscar and I both saw this probably when it was promoted.
When it was coming out,
and
yeah.
I was really ready to see it, and it's very unusual. It's very different. And
Can you explain to an outsider what makes it different? You explained it's like a car wreck, but there's not cars being wrecked.
True Detective, it's a crime show. That's it. It's all you need to know. It's a crime show. It's about a couple of guys that are detectives in Louisiana, and that's all you need to know. But where it differs, it's not like anything else, is you're not going to see a beginning, middle, and end every week. There's not a lot of that in this show. This is really... correct me if I'm wrong, when you sit down to start watching this show, if you get engaged in this program, you're in it for the long haul because you have to be.
Huge story. There are too many questions that you want answered, and you need answered.
Yeah, the answer is going to come. Let me ask you this. Spoiler alert, if you don't want to hear anything about the show, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Because I don't know, because I watched it out of order, and I don't think I'm fully caught up. They are the bulk of this show takes place in a police interview room, and they go back to it and constantly back to it. That's what they read. Is the reason for that something horrible has happened that we don't know about?
We still don't know, and it was 14,
we don't know why
14 years ago when they finally gave the number.
Oh, okay. So
14 years ago.
So they're talking to these guys 14 years down
and
the road.
And they're 3 episodes in?
This episode 5.
Oh, my God. They're 5 episodes in, and they're still doing exposition?
I got to catch up. So the point is, we don't have any of the answers as to what really went down.
Yeah, but this week's
something horrible went down.
Is the best episode as of yet, and they've all been pretty damn good.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll be dying.
Same feeling I had. People used to really scream and yell about Breaking Bad, and I was like, it can't be that great. And then you get into Breaking Bad, and you're like, it's that great.
Right.
This is the same feeling, and I can't call it a Breaking Bad yet because you don't have 5 seasons, 8 seasons.
Right.
But the same feeling I had when I first finally got into Breaking Bad, I was like, this is different. It's kind of dark. I don't know if I like the way I feel during parts of this program, like especially when it's over.
It's heavy.
Maybe not what I want to watch before I go to bed.
It makes
for
you
a restful night.
Does it not make you want to take a shower after you watch it? Yeah, a lot of those. It has a lot of those episodes
now,
too.
How many episodes will there be in the first season? Do you know?
Why don't I answer that like Matthew McConaughey would in True Detective?
Right.
Okay, ask that question again.
Excuse me, Matthew. How many episodes will there be in season 1?
Well, you have to ask that yourself.
It's so good though.
Now you're totally on his bandwagon now, right?
You're going to have to answer that yourself.
All right. What an actor.
You're on his bandwagon now, though, right?
I'm on his bandwagon.
Yeah, you didn't used to like him. Like when he did was it the John Grisham movie?
He did a bunch of movies. But I'll tell you right now.
What?
You better look in that mirror every day when you get up in the morning. You better look in that mirror every day when you get up in the morning. You
Right.
gotta realize, hey, I'm Rob Spiewak, but
Right.
am I really Rob Spiewak?
So how many episodes in the season?
Right now, I see that there are 8, but there might be 12. I can't confirm or deny.
Is that
now.
right, Matthew?
I don't know if I want to answer that.
Can I call you Matt?
You can call me whatever you want, but I'd like to take one of these beer cans and cut the top off.
8
Oh,
episodes.
God.
Can I have another cigarette, please?
Please.
Thank you very much. I think you got it all figured out. That demon comes out to bite you. That demon's going to come out, and he's going to bite you right in the ass, and then I'm just going to ramble incoherently, and all you're going to know when you're looking at me,
Yeah?
when you watch True Detective,
Yeah?
you're just going to know something bad happen.
Hey, how about Woody Harrelson?
I haven't worked on him yet.
No, I don't mean the voice. I wanted McConaughey's opinion of it.
I think he's got a lot of demons. Wouldn't you agree, Oscar?
So good.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Wouldn't you agree that Woody
Woody-
Harrelson's got
demons.
a hell of a lot of demons?
Yeah, he does.
Those demons are going to bite him in the ass.
Damn good detective. Though.
Those demons are going to bite him in the ass. I just want y'all. Can I tell y'all something?
Yeah.
This is a work in progress. We'll take a break. Come back with more on the Mike O'Mara Show.
But you're not there.
Yeah, incidentally, I'm not the first person that's done a Matthew McConaughey impression,
That
but
was pretty good.
I will tell you, I am obsessing about him a little bit. I have changed my opinion of the guy. He's an amazing actor.
That
and
deep
it's a lot of
breath
fun.
you just had in that last read,
Right.
It was just perfect.
Yeah, you
'Cause he-
really dusted Matt Damon in that impression department.
Well, we came back after a break, and I have to tell you something.
What?
I'll tell you this. You know what makes me alive every day? You know what makes me get up to see the sunshine?
What's that?
My sleep number bed.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is Hollywood actor Matthew McConaughey for Sleep Number Bed.
Hey, Oscar.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question, Oscar.
Yes, Matthew.
When you wake up in the morning, do you feel rested?
Wake up in the wind?
No,
When you wake up in the
I
morning?
don't.
Or do you feel tired?
I feel tired. Really tired.
Do you feel as tired as you did when you went to sleep?
Yes, I do.
Chances are, this is fun.
I like Oscar doing a voice bed with you.
I think I know I'm risking the relationship with a client. Chances are, I'm going to do the whole thing like I can't help it.
Can't have it.
Chances are, Oscar, the problem is your bed.
My bed?
Yeah, but not my bed. You know why?
Why?
My bed's a sleep number bed.
Oh, I bet you love it.
Oh, man. That sleep number bed's the best. If I didn't have that sleep number bed, I'd be doing worse things than I'm doing in this show. The O'Maras love their sleep number bed.
Do you know the O'Maras?
Oh, absolutely. Mike's number is a 90.
A what?
90. Carla prefers a sleep number of 80.
That's less.
Yeah, it's less. You're damn right it's less. And we've never slept better. The exclusive dual air technology allows you to adjust to support your body needs. And we all need a good body.
Sure you do. You need to adjust.
Each side is adjustable, making it the perfect bed for couples. Doesn't apply to me, though.
No. Well,
You know
no,
why?
why?
I live alone.
Oh, it's sad, right?
Sure. It contours to your neck, shoulders, back, and hips for more proper spinal alignment, and it's clinically proven to relieve back pain and improve sleep quality. Yes, sir.
So true.
Oh, you get that right. Hurry in during the Ultimate Sleep Number event for final closeout savings on Classic Series beds. Classic Series beds.
Say it again.
Classic Series beds. Queen mattresses now start at just $5.99 exclusively at Sleep Number stores.
That's great.
Isn't that great?
It is great.
Damn right, it's great. There are 425 Sleep Number stores nationwide. Find one near you by calling 800-511-0061. 800-511-0061. You know what else?
Oh, God.
You'll also receive a $50 savings card when you call.
Hey, that'll come in handy, right, Matthew?
I think that's a sweet little tip in, don't you?
Sure.
Damn right it is.
Butter, extra butter on the biscuit.
Yeah, I'll put some butter on the biscuit. That's for sure. Hey, I just got one little tip for you all.
Please.
Just a tiny little tip for both of you.
What's that?
When you go get your Sleep Number bed,
Yeah.
tell them Mike O'Mara sent you. You have to.
Oh,
you
that was dead
you
on.
can't do
Dead
that.
on.
You can't really do the McConaughey without that kind of pause.
That
if you're
evolved.
If you're not
Yes.
doing it.
We watched the voice
It did. I was
Yes.
working it. I was working the way it goes.
Oh, it's so great.
So this show really is fun to watch, and it's different, right? It's got that Breaking Bad quality where it's a little
Gritty.
different
Dark.
than anything else.
Gritty and dark.
I wanted to share with you over the weekend a couple of things happened in the O'Mara world. We decided that because of the fact that sometimes I need to be somewhere and sometimes Carla needs to be somewhere. It might not be now, but it might be down the road. We do need to think about a second vehicle.
Oh, look at you.
And Mrs. O'Mara...
It's been months since you've bought a car.
Mrs. O'Mara... Stop that!
That's a joke. That
I have
always-
one car. I have one car.
I know.
That I share with my wife.
That's right. It's mostly her car.
It's mostly her car.
It's
you're-
basically her car.
Because
It's
you're
her
a
car.
homebody.
I stay here all day.
You're
Well,
shut
and
in.
you like to walk places.
What's that?
You like walking places.
Stop it. Yes, I do. Anyway, so
Matthew McConaughey, the shut-in.
I'll be studying him now. Now I won't enjoy the show because I'm just going to be like, I'm going to have the volume. The way I do that, the volume will be turned up like absolutely. I'll be jotting down notes and just doing that, but it's fun. So we're thinking about it, but where we go back and forth. But Carla doesn't go back and forth on the car that she wants.
Okay, what she has something she already
She's
made up her
wanted
mind.
She's got a dear friend of hers that she's gone out with a couple of times who has, are you ready for this, the car?
Yes.
I'll let you guess. Let me just say it's not the car that would be my first choice, and it's probably not the car that you'd be able to figure out.
Okay, curveball. May I go first?
Please.
Based
You
on
can
that
ask
setup,
5 questions each.
I'm going to say I'm going to use as a guess.
Okay, go ahead.
Is it a Scion?
No, but you're close.
Oh, you helped me out just now.
You are very, very close.
So it's something boxy,
I'll
small
go-
and boxy.
I'll
I
go
bet.
one step further. Yeah, it would probably be a car that competes with a Scion.
Import or domestic?
Import.
Is it?
And incidentally, no decisions have been made. I should pass that along as well.
Is it a Cooper Mini?
That's incorrect.
I thought it was a good guess.
Another little guy. Let's say. I think they're called Mini Cooper. How about
That's what I just guessed.
You guys probably both
No,
know.
no. I'm trying.
Now, does
What
one of
about
you
a
know it?
Fiat 500?
Thank you very much,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that thing?
Yeah.
Saw it at the car show. I've actually driven one.
Yeah.
I drove one all the way to Pittsburgh.
You did?
Yeah.
You drove a new Fiat all the way to Pittsburgh?
Yes,
One of the
I
little
did.
ones?
Did
One
it
of the
make
little
it?
guys?
Little guys, yeah.
The 500?
Yeah, and I loved it.
Was it with the...
You get no respect on the road, but I loved it.
You loved it?
Remember, I'm the same guy that walked onto a car lot, a rental lot, and I said, "Oh, that little guy, that smart car. I've always
You
heard
rented
about
a smart car.
for 2 weeks.
Oh, and you almost killed yourself.
Worst decision of my life.
That's right. You remember the riddle. How many Rob Spiewaks fit in a smart car? 0.
But a Fiat is larger than what would be a smart car.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's just like having an RV.
Yeah, it's like the
then
back seat of a checker, isn't it?
They've got the Fiat 500, and they also have the new Fiat with 4 doors.
Yeah, that one's there, but she wants the 2-door. She wants
Well,
the
that's
little
the sporty one.
The sporty one, exactly. Well,
Fix it again tomorrow.
we
Fiat.
we have gone so far in this process.
Yes.
That we actually went to a dealership over the weekend. I think it was on a Saturday. We went to a dealership to actually see what it was all about. Now, this dealership was down in Fredericksburg, so we took it was like an excursion. It was like a little family
Road trip.
adventure, a little road trip for the O'Maras.
What a marvelous day. Olive
And-
Garden, really quite lovely.
It was lovely. We were thinking, did we go back? Did we go back to? Oh, Charlie!
Did you?
We might have. No, I don't
that's
remember.
great.
I'm blocking the restaurant we went to. But anyway, it was the day. We spent the day down there, and it was Carla, is very excited about these cars because her buddy has one, and she thinks they're cute.
Yes.
And they're cost effective compared to other automobies. There's no doubt about that.
Those 4-cylinder engine?
Yeah,
Maybe 3.
I think maybe 1. I'm not sure.
4.
Do you have to pull a rope to start it?
It's well, I made the comment when I was walking in. I said, "Listen, when you're taking it out for the test drive, do you guys think you can maybe go over and mow my lawn?" That's it. I'm making
Did you
lots
sit
of
in
jokes. Did I sit in it?
Yes.
How about did I test drive it?
Hey!
really?
Did
But,
the salesman say, hold on, I'm going to go give you a license plate.
Hey, how you doing? You like a Fiat, one of the best Italian cars ever made. I'm not only going to bring you back the keys, I'm going to bring you back a bowl of pasta as big as you had. So no, they all seem to be American, Rob.
Oh, that's sad.
So yeah,
I was hoping it would be Luigi from
no,
Donkey Kong.
it was actually Kyle. It was Kyle from the Chevy commercials. No. the guy that took care of us.
Hi there.
Yeah, and then he got it all muddy, and he wiped it and shook my hands. No, so we go in there, and I'm the designated first driver because,
of course,
whenever we're doing something like this, she says, you have to drive it first, and if I want something, she's got to drive it first. That's the way it goes.
So you put on your helmet.
I put on my racing helmet, my Speed Racer helmet, my white crash helmet.
And to be fair, you usually wear one when you're driving.
Yeah, and all I know is after I put on, I can't stop obsessing. After I put on my white crash helmet, I looked at the sales guy and I said, "How's it look?" Sorry. I think the McGonaghy is going to work better with little lines like that.
Okay.
That's the way it's going to. That's the way it's going to work.
The Fiat, though, is more of a woman's car, right?
Yes, it is.
Meaning what?
That means that I don't think a guy jumps in that car and says, "This is the car I want."
Well, would you like to
'Cause
hear
it's
about my
dainty?
test drive?
I would.
Sure.
So I look at the car, and I have a pretty good awareness of my body type. And I'm looking
I
at
think
this
we
car.
all do.
Thank you, Rob. I appreciate that. And I decide that it's time for the test drive. And we test drove one that was on the showroom floor because they opened up the they just pulled open the glass door and we drove it right out.
Did you get to drive on the tile?
No, they pulled it out. And they opened the double doors.
I love theatrics
because
at
that's the one.
dealerships.
That's the one that we did. And they moved the little, they're moving all the cars.
It's like impulsive.
Yeah, when
You
they
gotta pull everything
move,
aside.
when they move the cars on
Yeah.
the showroom floor in a Fiat dealership,
Right.
do they start them or do they just pick them up?
They actually blow really hard. They walk in back of one of them and say, "Oh, we want to move that one. Hey, excuse me, Kyle. Kyle, can you move that one? Can you move that one a little further?" And he walks it back and goes,
Are all the salesmen named Kyle?
"They're all Kyle. They're all Kyle." And I asked every single one of them when I put that helmet on. How'd I look? So they moved it. I moved the red one out there, and then was the process of getting into the automobile, which
well, that shouldn't be a process.
Well, it was.
Really?
Look, I'm someone who has test-driven, regular small cars.
Sure.
Like, say, a Lexus. And said, I drive this car, but unfortunately it's a little uncomfortable when the top of my head is pressing against the ceiling of the
course.
car and the roof of the car. Tear the roof off the sucker. And I'm pressed up against it, and I'm not.
We've all been there.
I'm 5'11" and a half.
Right.
And I don't want to do that. But this had a remarkable amount of headroom that did not necessarily translate into width.
Width is where they get you.
Because the width of this car, I mean, look, you've got some, irrefutable facts about this car. It's a certain size, and that's it. So I got in, and there wasn't a lot of talking as I'm getting in. It's more like,
Get the Crisco!
Jaws of Life.
okay, that's good, Carla. I'll see you in a few minutes, and have Kyle get into the passenger side. And I looked over at Kyle, and I said, "How do I look?"
Were you touching Kyle's thigh with your thigh?
No, I don't know what I was touching. What I felt
his
like
hand.
is that the exterior of my arms.
It's a little
kind of
guy
pressing on the.
I felt like it was a little guy, and I'm a little guy.
And you were alone in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you will agree that for the size of the exterior of the car, a remarkably roomy car inside.
Yes.
More so
but you
than
know
other
what?
cars in its class.
They are so focused now on headroom, and I think that is where they have really excelled because it didn't used to be that way.
Which is a priority for me. I can handle, believe it or not, the width. And I'm not pressing up against the passenger that's in there. And remarkably,
width.
too, this guy was probably 5'10", 5'11", and he was
cut?
He was thin. He was a little guy.
What a jerk.
But he said he sat in the back because the car is so small. Our number one priority was, can we get the car seat back there?
Of course.
Yeah.
And yes, we could.
Well,
and
that's
that was
good.
the first thing. But I mean, the process is to get this car is so small.
How small is
It is so small. I saw a robin picking it up and taking it to its nest. And we picked up the car seat, and you have to kind of twist, lift, turn. It's a process.
But you got it in there.
Technically, I was thinking it wouldn't even fit in there, and it did fit. And then the fun exercise of talking about the different engines and how that's going to work. And
Okay.
that's almost comical.
So
because
you went for the
I can tell
5.3
you,
liter V8?
I can tell you,
Hemi?
I know the delineations of horsepower.
Right.
There is the base model that has 100 horsepower.
That's Mike. Think of the power of 100 horses.
But for a car that size,
Sure.
that's perfectly adequate.
Yeah.
But then they go up to 130 horsepower.
That's more.
And then I think thank you, Rob.
30 horses.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
30% more.
And then you get to, I believe it's 160 horsepower for the Agarn or whatever it's called.
But is that the most they offer is 160?
160 is your...
Yeah, but it's a little
you're
guy.
maxed
Like, he'll
out.
fly on
But
that
still,
Did you bring
it's
up
not
a
lot.
picture of it? As
Oh,
far
yeah,
as
yeah,
the Agarn, it's
named after Larry
thing.
Storch.
It's the one Charlie Sheen was driving when he was under house arrest and that Fiat commercial came out.
I didn't know that.
Oh, was it really? I know that car.
But the cool thing, here's the good part. It has that kind of retro feel to it.
Okay.
They have styled it, and the one that I liked was the one that was, I think Fiat is owned by the same people that own Ferrari.
Really?
I think so. I think the
Okay.
same. And they have it had that kind of Italian style about it on the inside of it. And I don't know. I'm not going to shut the door on it. And, there are two people that need to make this decision.
You couldn't shut the door on
They
it. But
couldn't.
ow! But
My knee hurts.
When you talk about the width in a car,
Yes.
that is something that even if it's a neat looking car.
Let me see. Can I see it
like
again
that.
to remind myself?
It's classic, but still modern looking.
Yeah, that's it. There it is.
But sometimes when you talk about width in a car, it's not the actual space you're allowed. It almost is a feeling. Like when you get in a car, like when we bought our Tahoe a million years ago,
Right.
we were between that and a
Your Tahoe,
Trailblazer.
which is, and I've had a Tahoe, that you will admit, Tahoe classic fat man car.
It's the greatest fat man
Fat
car.
man
Oh,
car.
I'd love to
It's
own
the
a Tahoe.
seriously, you could put
Yeah.
Tubby Boots and you could put John Panette and Louis Anderson,
The great Louis Anderson.
and also put the McCarthy, whatever her name is,
Melissa McCarthy.
Put Melissa McCarthy in the back of that car.
Put her in the third row.
Yeah, and then put in the seventh row, put Dan Deerdorf back there,
Exactly.
with the gold diggers.
But the thing
and it would
is,
be fine, no
is
problem
that
at all.
when you sit in that car, you don't feel like you have to pull your elbows in. Mm-hmm. It's got a width to it that's really comfortable.
Yeah.
And even if you technically fit in the Sergeant Agarn car,
Right.
that you're going to feel constricted.
Right.
And that's something that I don't know if you can
Do
go
you
for
know
that.
what this is? This is an extension of Florida. You guys have been tooling around in that go-kart so much.
Are you going to go into the whole Cocoon spiel now?
No, that she's used to a smaller vehicle now because you've got the golf cart there.
No, but we never even touched the golf cart when we
Really?
were down there. The entire month, that golf cart never left the garage.
Oh, wow.
It's anybody see it was on cable like
Yeah.
last weekend?
Programming to
Last
you.
week, I think it was on there, like the unedited. It was fantastic.
Oh, so all the nudity was in
Oh
it.
my God,
all
she's
the
gonna
great
look-
Jessica Tandy nudity.
She's going to look more like your daughter now when she pulls up in that little car. Oh, my
I'm not
God.
going to say the line.
What we'll say is, Malibu Carla.
You too? You got one too? It was.
Now, did Carla drive it?
Yeah.
How
Carla
much
took
did she
it out.
love it?
She loved it a lot.
Yeah.
She loved it a lot, and she is kind of pushing me on the getting the absolute bottom one. The last, me. I always like, well, it's not going to have enough power. When you're getting up on a highway, do you need that power and stuff? So I never drove the one with the smallest engine. I drove the one with the biggest engine. And I said,
I took the one with the biggest engine to
Right.
Pittsburgh, and it zipped along.
you liked it.
Yeah, but there is, again,
Well, okay.
size matters.
Tell me about
it.
You're damn right. Where is it? God damn it, Michael. There it
Michael. I like that you call yourself Michael.
Thank you.
Does
what?
it automatic transmission or manual
They have
transmission?
automatic. She doesn't want. She wants a stick shift. She actually wants.
Really?
She wants a manual transmission, and that's part of the
Oscar
attraction.
calls it Manuel
Did
transmission.
you have a manual or an automatic?
I had an automatic, but why would you? I guess if you're just doing city driving.
That's the fun part. There's the fun factor too.
Now, I have a manual
she
now,
kept
and
referring
it-
to it as a toy, some kind of toy.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
So
I don't think a manual transmission is all that fun.
No, I mean I have one now simply for performance purposes, but I don't really.
Hey, how are your
I don't enjoy
performance?
Simply for performance.
And by the way, Miss Carol Channing, how are your performance tires?
Not so great. When I see ice,
Simply
when I see ice on the
for-
forecast, they said, well,
Simply for
just leave them
performance
masses.
purposes.
Of course.
Explain that to me, please.
Well, my car, I bought it secondhand, and I
Yes.
bought it from a gentleman in Laguna Beach, California.
That means Cocoon.
And he was, into the Fast and the Furious type of scene.
Mm-hmm.
When you see my car, the tires aren't really meant for commuting.
Right.
They're meant to race.
Yes.
But I think it looks so good.
One would think he'd be here on time more often.
Right. That
With
you
his
see how
racing
fast
tires.
I drive on 66.
Right.
Ever since I got those 9 points on my license, I've been trying to be careful for the last 2 years.
Rob, turn up my thing here. Oscar Santana leaving his garage.
Performance tires.
Now we have Oscar. He's pulling out of Glover Park right now. Simply for performance purposes, he has his manual transmission.
How does the Audi look, Jackie Stewart?
Oh, here is Oscar Santana going up Wisconsin Avenue. Oh, black smoke pouring out of the back of the car. There we are. Thank you, Oscar.
So let me ask you
So
about
most people that compliment me on my car are men. They are into cars, and the best compliment I have, speaking to that, is the exhaust, because the exhaust is tuned to sound like a European vehicle.
We're outside the Santana residence in Glover Park in Washington, D.C. Oscar Santana is going out there with his friends. There he goes, taking a quick run out to the drugstore to get some supplies for his yoga girlfriend, Shannon. And there he goes.
He's driving the muscle milk car.
Well, it seems that Oscar Santana is doing a continuous loop around the market. There he goes again. We don't understand how that's going to work. All right, now we're going to switch to another one, ladies and
We're
gentlemen.
still on the lead lap. But I think
There
it's gonna
is
be
a
down
muscle
to
milk
5
Audi car.
Is there really? Good for you. So let me ask you about the Fiat.
Yes.
The Fiat. On your trip, you went from D.C. to Pittsburgh with a Fiat. How was the overall comfort factor when you were going up there?
It was, out of 10, I would say it was a solid 7.
And it could have been
Pretty good.
It could have been an 8, but the trip took 15 hours.
What's it like when you go over a bump?
You can feel the bump, but this is the reality of it. Is when you're on a highway and you're in a small vehicle. It doesn't matter what kind of small vehicle you're in.
Right.
As long as you can get out of the way, that's what matters.
Well, the bottom line is we got the car, and
you got it?
Yeah, let me show it to you.
Really?
No, it's not in your pocket. We'll take a break. Come back with more on the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. You've tried streaming hit shows on your PC. Now it's time to start your free trial of exclusive content in your living room and on your mobile device with Hulu Plus.
Love it.
With Hulu, you get content on your PC. With Hulu Plus, you get to watch it on TVs, game consoles, Blu-rays, Apple TVs, or your smartphones or tablets.
Yes.
With Hulu Plus, you get your favorite content anywhere.
Where?
Anywhere.
Ah, yes, Matthew.
And incidentally, when you get your Hulu and you get it all rigged up, your Hulu Plus, and you got it on your TV, have a friend over and look at your friend and say, how does it look? Even full seasons of your favorite TV shows, full seasons of classic TV shows, when and where you want them. A show like The Daily Show with Jon Stewart is a great example because, I've always thought because of all the other content, a show like The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, for me personally, comes on at an odd time.
Yep.
So I like to be able to get it whenever I want it, and I feel like I'm not up to date if I'm not really up to date on The Daily Show. It's one of my shows that
You can watch it on your schedule. That's what's so great about it.
Absolutely. They got Saturday Night Live, Community, Monday Night Raw, Modern Family. TMOS listeners can get an extended free trial right now.
Oscar, when?
Right now.
Just click the Hulu Plus link at MikeO'MaraShow.com or go to Hulu Plus/TMOS. Always use lowercase. Control what you want to watch when you want to watch it. The list is endless with Hulu Plus.
From around the globe, across the nation, looking
One
through
day.
your neighbor's window. The Mike O'Mara Show now presents News You May Not Need. A comprehensive look at the stories you may or may not be talking about during your daily activity. And now, News You May Not Need.
Hey, Oscar.
Yes.
Doing this show ain't like riding a bicycle, is it?
No.
Gotta stay on that thing all
Pattern.
the time. All the
Frequency.
time.
How does this show look?
Looks great. A California company, get ready, a quarter pounder with cheese lovers right now. I have no idea if this is related to anything you may plan on eating today.
Yes.
This story is gross.
Okay.
Warning, this story is gross. A California company is recalling, this is my lead, 8.7 million pounds of beef parts
Oh, that's really a bad way to refer to meat.
because it used, quote, diseased and unsound animals and lacked proper federal inspections, the U.S. Department of Agriculture said on Saturday. This is as gross a story as I've read in quite some time. Rancho Feeding Corporation.
Ah, it's a good name.
Yes, sir.
I like that. Rancho.
Of Petaluma, California, produced the beef between January 1 and January 7 and shipped the meat into distribution centers in stores in California, Florida, Illinois, and Texas. The department's Food Safety and Inspection Service came out with a statement saying it's diseased.
It's unsound meat, Oscar.
The products are unfit for human food and must be removed, according to the department. There have been no reports of illness, but consumers are advised to contact a healthcare provider if concerned. What kind of warning is that?
Well, that's
You might
good.
want to tell me what stores they're in. There's none of that in this report.
Mike, it's in the Rancho handbook. Is that if you buy Rancho brand meat and it's the meatiest, it says if you feel sick, go to a doctor.
Now, you think that's gross, right?
I do.
Don't think it can get any grosser, right?
So what you're saying is we've heard everything that's gross so far.
You are wrong. The USDA listed 18 categories of beef parts
Oh, no.
that are subject to the recall.
Oh, no.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Feet,
Meat feet.
lips, cheeks, hearts, and tongues. They are in boxes of up to 60 pounds. I got no idea what they're talking about. I got no idea where it's going. I got no idea what it's going into. It is gross.
Hey, I got a 60-pound box of lips. It's priced to move, and it's Rancho brand meat.
And the cherry on the beef sundae here.
Oh, I love a beef sundae.
Some beef carcasses for sale are also in the recall.
Oh.
Beef carcasses. Go figure. I think
Where
this.
does that go?
I don't know. There's no detail
Well,
on that.
if you want to
would-
make a really big pot of soup.
I would give you more detail if I had it.
You're on it, though. You'll follow up, I hope.
The celebrity boxing match between rapper DMX and acquitted Florida killer George Zimmerman has been called off. Oh, no. What a shame it's been called off, everybody. Whoa. I didn't even know it was called on. The 3-round match would have pitted Zimmerman, who was found not guilty in the 2012 shooting death of unarmed black teenager Trayvon Martin, against the trash-talking musician with a history of arrests, most of them drug or driving offenses, Damon Feldman.
Hello?
Who has organized numerous bouts between celebrities, said on Twitter that the Zimmerman-DMX match was off after generating a public outcry this week. You think, Mr. Feldman?
There'll be no boxing.
We are not going to do it. We have our standards.
Hey, do you need any beef lips?
No, but I'll take the hearts.
Certainly sad that they call him a celebrity.
I know.
That's true.
It's
That's
just
kind of a leap.
He's done this before. I think he probably was involved in that Screech one, right? Didn't
Yes.
Screech get involved in
Yeah.
one of those? Horrific car crashes in Florida and California this weekend. Really, really terrible. When it makes the national news, a car wreck is gross and terrible and horrible. 11 people were killed in the 2 wrecks. Only 2 wrecks, 11 people dead. They both occurred when vehicles were traveling the wrong way on highways. 5 people were killed in Florida, 6 in California. In both incidents, shocker, there is the suspicion of driving under the influence of alcohol.
Wow.
And I think one of the people lived, one of the people died that were responsible for the crashes. Film director Woody Allen defended himself on Friday from newly published accusations by his now adult adopted daughter that he molested her as a child, calling the allegations ludicrous and the product of a bitter custody battle with his former partner, actress Mia Farrow. I did a little research on this story over the weekend and got deep into it and went back and read her initial account. I think in the 90s she was talking about this particular daughter, Dylan Farrow, who was molested by Woody. Woody denies it. You know, this is all surface because Woody got the Golden Globe award for Lifetime Achievement. And I kind of understand where the family members are coming from. He's never been charged.
Right.
There were never charges filed against Woody. He never went to trial. He's never had his name really cleared. But you've got somebody like his Ronan Farrow and Dylan Farrow that are coming out and going, makes us sick to see our dad getting a Lifetime Achievement Award. He was never arrested or prosecuted, and the allegations surfaced against him in 1993 and were investigated by state police in Connecticut, where Mia Farrow and her children lived. So I think this is going to go away.
If you want a horrifying read, though, read the details.
Yeah, it's horrible.
The Vanity Fair piece about Mia Farrow, they talk about how Woody fixated on her, took her into the bed with him in his underpants, and some other details that are pretty sordid. But once again, these are allegations, and we haven't had a trial. So
Right.
who knows? It's sad. It's a very, 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 very disturbing story. Both NBC and Russian TV made controversial edits to the opening ceremonies.
I read about
on
this.
Friday. Near the beginning of the ceremony, a light show was designed to have snowflakes open up and form the Olympic rings. We talked a little bit about this before. Only one of the 5 snowflakes didn't open, so we got 4 interlocking rings and an awkward snowflake. It was really like the advertisement that, welcome to Sochi, here's Russia, it's breaking, everything everybody was thinking. That's why those Olympic ceremonies
Do you want to hear the
important.
clip?
Yeah.
Because it almost sounds like Lauer was hoping it would happen. Because he said, well...
They've reached out to some of the most creative minds around the world to put together a show that will prove to the world that this is where the Olympics belong, in Sochi, Russia.
So the rings are opening now.
And it looks like we have a little bit of a glitch here. One of the snowflakes not quite cooperating and turning into one of the 5 Olympic rings. This is what happens when you're this ambitious in a show like this.
And you know what? Once again,
I like the justification. When you're this ambitious,
and also
to have a neon snowflake open.
My applause, as always, to the NBC sound department. Nice
Right.
mix.
And you heard about incidentally. You want to know the name of that bobsledder that got locked in the bathroom and then busted his way out by literally crashing through the door?
Yeah,
bobsledder Johnny Quinn.
Hey, Johnny Quinn!
Johnny Quinn! Trapped in the bathroom during a shower. The door jammed and locked itself, and he hadn't brought his cell phone, so he decided that he would use his bobsled training, and it's called bobsled push training.
Hey.
I would think if he was in the bathroom, he might have used that earlier. So he smashed a hole and got out. There
Johnny
you go.
Quinn's a good name, but you know what a better name would be Bob Sled.
Bob Sled.
Yeah, that's the new one.
You'll hear from him later in the week.
Oh, good.
What an incredible half pipe. Hi, I'm Bob Sled. You got it. Jesus. Productive little show today.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Interesting. And now a little something.
Yeah.
On Friday, a drunk woman on a Delta flight from Baltimore Washington International Airport to Salt Lake City asked the stranger sitting next to her if he wanted to get it on.
Hey.
When he turned her down, she responded by freaking out.
Oh, no.
In totality. Major, meltdown, maniacal freak out. Her name and age weren't released, but from the videos we've seen, she looks to be in her early 40s with super short hair and beefy arms.
Yeah.
She was yelling.
Beef parts, Mike.
She was yelling, screaming, and she was so out of control that the flight attendants had to handcuff her.
Oh, no.
Then the plane was diverted to Minneapolis, St. Paul, and she was escorted off the plane by the police. A police spokesman confirmed she was, quote, very intoxicated
of course.
and grabbing at passengers, but didn't release any more info. She could be facing federal charges.
Oh, my God.
The flight went on to Salt Lake City and landed about an hour and a half late. The woman was finally identified as Mickey Coachella. We'll take a break. When we come back, it's the Audio Vault with Rob Spiewak right here on the Mike O'Mara Show. We told you about him once. We'll tell you again, ladies and gentlemen. It's really fantastic. It's Sherry's Berries. Valentine's Day is coming up. If you blow it again this year, you're going to have to make up for it with somebody. You're going to have to do that.
Yeah, you got to do it. Make good.
Do the right thing the first time. All you need is Sherry's Berries with Valentine's Day perfection. Send giant, delicious dipped strawberries from Sherry's Berries for only $19.99. That is more than a 40% savings. Here's how you do it. Go to berries.com, click on the microphone, put in TMOS. We love them. We told you that. Amazing, juicy strawberries. They're dipped in white, milk, and dark chocolate, decorated with nuts, chocolate chips, and the ever-popular decorative swizzle. We've had them. We love them. We fight over them. There's only one way to get this special Valentine's Day offer. Go to berries.com, berries.com. And remember, berries.com, click the microphone, and type in TMOS. Don't wait. Order now. Make it the best and easiest Valentine's ever. And because we're telling you about it right now, Mr. Jim Houston will win a $50 gift certificate to Sherry's Berries.
Congrats.
Ain't that fantastic? And now, without further ado, let's go to the Audio Vault with Mr. Rob Spiewak.
I've been able to keep it in my pants all day. The Beatles special last night on CBS for the 50th anniversary on Sullivan was really, really good. One thing that they didn't do, though, they didn't focus a lot on the clips of the original broadcast 50 years ago. It was the 50th anniversary of the Beatles' debut on American TV. So I put a little something together. For those of you who have never seen it, this is in about 3 minutes the Beatles' first appearance on Ed Sullivan.
Wow.
And I think you're going to enjoy this. Mike, you watched it, right?
Yes,
I did. You were
yeah.
a kid.
Incredible.
But the energy in the room, electric, exciting. I take you back to CBS television, February 9th, 1964.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, live from New York, The Ed Sullivan Show. And now, here he is, Ed Sullivan.
Thank you very much. You know, something very nice happened, and the Beatles got a great kick out of it. We just received a wire, they did, from Elvis Presley and Colonel Tom Parker, wishing them a tremendous success in our country. And I think that was very, very nice. Now, tonight, the whole country is waiting to hear England's Beatles, and you're going to hear them. And they're tremendous ambassadors of goodwill after this commercial. Now, if you're a person that has to be shown, here's a really big proof from all new Aero shades. Now, yesterday and today, our theater's been jammed with newspapermen and hundreds of photographers from all over the nation. And these veterans agree with me that the city never has witnessed the excitement stirred by these youngsters from Liverpool who call themselves the Beatles. Now, tonight, you're going to twice be entertained by them. Right now, and again in the second half of our show. Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles.
I remember it as a baby. What year?
64. Huh? They did 5 songs, and they changed the world. This is their first song.
5 years old. I was 5 years old.
There were bells on a hill, but I never...
That was them, their MOR offering.
Yeah, exactly, for the
Middle
parents.
of the road for the oldsters to say, we're human beings.
Here's one from the Music Man.
Introducing the Beatles again, may I point out that they'll be on our show, as I told our audience, for the next 2 Sundays. Next Sunday from Deauville Hotel in the Miami Beach show starring Hollywood's exciting Mitzi Gaynor. Ladies and gentlemen,
Well, she was just 17. You know what I mean.
Pretty good audio for that day.
Exactly.
Was way beyond compare. How could I dance with another? Oh, since I saw her stand.
And the screaming in the background became kind of a standard when you would hear, they pipe it in actually for a different act. Wow.
The camera crew could not hear the director. It was that loud in the theater.
Right.
They had to really just hope they got it right.
all of us on the show want to express our deep appreciation to the New York Police Department for its superb handling of thousands of youngsters who flooded Broadway at 53rd Street, ready to greet the Beatles under the command of Deputy Chief Sanford Yarrow. Our deep appreciation to the newspapermen, magazine writers, and photographers who've been so darn kind to the Beatles and to us. I'm delighted. All of us are delighted.
Okay. All right. But Ed couldn't sound any older, could he?
God, and you know what? He did the show for 8 more years after that.
I know. The newspaperman.
I know. We're a little pressed for time. My best wishes to a great radio guy who announced his retirement on Friday. I'm sorry?
Gentlemen, my name is Scott Shannon. I am a professionally trained radio DJ, licensed by the Federal Communications Commission.
New York City, enjoy the Todd Show. I'm sorry it was brief. That is your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Monday, everybody.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Yes.
Just quickly, the new Tech 401 Show app is out. It is a precursor to the Mike O'Mara Show Network app and the Big O and Dukes app.
Cool.
And I would like you to check it out.
Give us a review.
Download it.
Yeah, tell about it.
Because this is our beta.
Absolutely.
If there's any bugs, whether you have not a Beetle, but an iPhone or a Android, you can download it today. Tech 401 Show.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Oscar. And our show brought to you by Vistaprint. Remember, up to 50% off site-wide premium business cards, T-shirts, phone cases, so much more. Everything on Vistaprint up to 50% off, and there's even free shipping on orders over $25. Now is the time to stock up on essentials like business cards.
Yes.
Everyone should have them, and now you can get 250 cards starting at just $8 when you enter the promo code Big Sale. That's BIGSALE, Big Sale, one word. Listen, don't delay. Stop by Vistaprint.com right now.
When?
Now. Browse their wide selection of customizable products and enter promo code Big Sale, one word, in your cart to save big. It'll be time and money well spent at Vistaprint. Thank you all for joining us on the show today. Got another big one coming up tomorrow. For all tech questions for the show, it's Ponyboy at MikeO'MaraShow.com. All correspondence for our show can be sent to TMOS, Box 3, Manassas, Virginia 20108. And remember, the official TMOS e-voice line is open right now at 800-440-8167. And give us the details on that app one more time.
Again,
Oscar
it's
Santana.
search for Tech 401 Show on your Apple iStore, iTunes Store, or the Google Play Store.
Tomorrow on our big show, we are going to debut Bob Costas's Eye.
Oh, he will be by.
Bob Costas's Eye will be coming by to visit with us, and I will also be working on that Matthew McConaughey impression.
Love it.
And, yeah. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah, boy, I tell you, when I tell you to get out early, you listen to me. That's for sure.
Oh, no.
That's for sure.
Again,
you want one more take?
It's Tech for One Show on iTunes or your App Store.
Yeah.
And, of
Hello,
course,
ladies and gentlemen. My name is Scott Shannon. I am a professionally trained radio DJ.
Wintergreen,
Peppermint,
and traditional 5 flavor. That's it. Bye-bye, everybody.
See ya.
Hey! Before you go, remember to grab your extended free trial of Hulu Plus. A special offer just for our listeners. Just go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click the Hulu Plus banner and start watching all of your favorite shows. Or go to HuluPlus.com/TMOS. Again, that's HuluPlus.com/TMOS. Or click the Hulu Plus banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Now beat it!
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Hello.